Happy Friday! So I'm still at mom's house and I'm eating leftovers. Bitter melon. If you guys ever had this, my god, it's bitter. But I'm just thinking about my plans, and all of a sudden I'm getting these thoughts. Imposter syndrome, pretty much. And I keep telling myself that like I don't qualify to even no, I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, I want to make a brand because the 30K plus plan is really about building up your brand. It's not just simply sell stuff on Etsy. It's part of it, but the selling the items on Etsy is more for getting the correct audience for your brand. Like, if somebody already has a business and they're not able to scale it that well, not able to find enough customers to buy, then like the plan recommends you put your items, you create some digital files because you want passive income. Then it has to be physical files, unless you want to do digital files. Unless you do physical files, then or physical products, then you'll have to end up shipping that away, and that's kind of defeats the purpose of passive income. So now I lost my thought, but I'm just like thinking I'm overthinking too much, and this is just one of my, like, I know we all go through this. For those who don't have a clear plan, I mean, I know exactly what I want to do, but when it gets down to implementing it, although on the 30K plus plan, there are tasks that I need to do. I know all of those, but I think I'm still struggling with my brand. You know what I mean? Like, especially if I'm trying to get into the online space without like my limiting belief is feeling that I don't have anything valuable. And I even solve my own problem by saying it's fine, just you can promote something that is of value, which is the plan itself, which is also they have a library of already made products, Canva templates that could be used to then update or sell as is on Etsy. And I even got the actual, like, her whole bundle of her own products that she's selling today, and she's making passive income from that and directing all her customers to her website, which was I mean, basically it happened to me because I read one of her workbooks and I loved it. So I went to her Instagram and I was like learning about her and her story and how she works as a person. She was just very inspiring what she's doing and how she's serving. She's trying to serve everyone, and she thinks it's crazy, or it's like it's not right that we keep information to ourselves. And that's exactly what I like to do too. Like, when I find out something that I know there's potential, although I didn't do it myself, right? Because, that takes time. And of course, we all have excuses like, I don't have time, but I've heard of this thing, and I've seen people making it, getting results from it. And I know the results are there if you just put in the time. And it's like, and I want to share those kind of things to people who needs it. Like, especially when my friend was telling me how she's struggling to get a job. By the way, she was able to find a job, so that's good for her. But of course, like I said, it's gonna be a cycle still. She's still working the active job and teacher, creating lessons and stuff. So that's time put into her job instead of freedom or more flexible time to do the things that she wants to do. But that's okay. It just depends on who you are and what stage of life you're in. Like, for me, I wanted something else. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore because I already mentioned many times my schedule with Bill and just the long distance with family, stuff like that. So But I don't know why I'm still struggling so much, even with having a clear plan on what to do. And I'm not like yes, you can easily start just selling stuff on Etsy, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But I'm thinking more long term, my brand, like who I am as a person, like who do I want to help. And I know for sure, because many years, and like I would hear things, I would learn things about a certain business model, or just anything in general, like something that would be helpful, useful. I love to share it with my friends and family. But of course, everybody is at their own stage of life, and it's like, oh, that's cool, but they don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, people only buy things when it's gonna solve a problem in their life at the current stage. Like, I didn't care that much before, although I was like researching on online business, passive income. I wanted stuff like that, like I was saying, but it wasn't strong enough to actually go after it until recently. So totally understand, like there's no point sometimes in talking about what I know or the things that is possible for people until they're ready to listen. And also that's part of the reason why I also want a little reason. The main reason is flexibility and scheduling issues with Phil. But like the back end, it's just showing to my friends and family that this is possible. But yes, it's always this limiting beliefs, and I'm already feeling that way, even though I know what I should be doing. I actually already got my domain set up. I was having a hard time because there were some issues, but I finally got that figured out. Now I'm looking through. I have a few ideas on the type of products I want to start putting on Etsy, and of course there is a guideline on how to optimize that Etsy listings to its potential, like 100% potential. And all this is in the plan, and as well as her own little mini products, her low ticket items. She originally, which like I keep saying, it's where I got it originally. It was so good that I was curious about her. Like when I read that niche down workbook, I was so like sold by it. Like, wow, this is so much value. And I didn't really realize like, there's so much value in information, even though like it's all over the place. But it's just how it's worded, and that's why I say copywriting is so important. And I'm starting to see it now, like reading all the tasks in there in the business, the 30K plus plan, and like learning and kind of, instead of just consuming it, I'm seeing it in a different perspective now, like as a potential business owner soon, that I see why there's so many businesses online, like what they're doing, the strategies, it's all kind of the same. And I had always wondered before how they did it. But so this 30K plus plan shows you exactly how it's done. But the part that made it different was that it's selling on Etsy too, and which instead of just selling on social media or putting on ads or a website and like trying to get traffic from Google, like one extra step this plan had was selling on Etsy. And Etsy is a huge marketplace, and that's why it all clicked for me when I saw. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not selling on Etsy just to have a business on Etsy. It's leveraging the traffic on Etsy to pull the people who are my target audience out and into my own brand, and like selling them the solution that I originally have, or like the solution that I needed for myself too. So it's kind of like a cycle. But yeah, right now I'm having a hard time again. I keep on overthinking this. So I was clear when I talked to, or I emailed my advisor, one of the team members at Upstrider 30K plus plan. But now I'm like having more limiting beliefs about myself. So that's like, it's always a struggle, and I don't know. And I think like, if I were to give myself my own advice, I'll say just stop overthinking, just go through with the plan, and it'll be more clear. Just go through with the plan so that I learn the process of online business, the selling part, and how to drive that traffic or my customers to my other offers, which for now it's gonna be the library of already made products, and the highest ticket item would be the plan itself. But even if I don't get any of those, knowing Etsy and how to optimize listings on Etsy alone, I would get money from that, like passive income from that. So to me, it's like a win-win situation. And I shouldn't overthink too much about myself, like who am I to be doing this. I mean, a lot of people just buy stuff and sell it, and that's part of like, is that, I don't know if that's called a business owner, but that is still a business. It's a side hustle. It could be a side hustle, or it could be more like, it could be something big too. It just depends how you see it. Like, I know like that's also another thing, is like you have to switch your mind to believing, and this is like believing what it is. Like, is this going to be a side hustle? If it is, then it will be a side hustle. But if you wanted this to be a business, then you will make it your business. And eventually that is what I want to do. It's just, I guess it's a little bit like, I feel like I don't qualify. Like, I've been just repeating the same thing, and I should stop thinking that. I should just think, let me just get through it. Let me get through it. Like, especially like if I have to apply this to calisthenics, or when I didn't know how to do a pull up or a push up, or I wasn't even able to do it, like a real push up or a pull up. But eventually it got there, and I didn't get there just by like, I got there by continuously doing it every day, and it happened for me. So I need to apply that kind of mindset with this business too, instead of overthinking too much, because that's real, like, it's not going anywhere like this. And yeah, it's just crazy how like my mindset and limiting beliefs could play such a huge factor into slowing down our growth. And yeah, so I just want to share that. This soup is it's crazy bitter, but it's yeah, I gotta eat this because there's nothing else right now, and this is leftovers. Thanks for listening.